While I was studying abroad in Madrid, I completed all trackage of lines 6, 4, 3, and 11, plus C3 of the Cercanías Renfe. Yet much further north of the segment of today's story, Metro Norte, which is presently an independent section of Line 10 between Tres Olivios and Hospital Infanta Sofia. In 2007, many other long-cancelled plans, including Line 10, would be rerouted in Forcanel to serve a cancelled second CBD before turning at a connection to its former self, which would be renumbered Line 14. I'm Lindsay, and this episode of HL Bluesky is for Class A Wales One Line More competition. Our story actually starts more out like Caleb's previous competition of how two lines became one. To oversimplify, lines as we know it today between Plaza de España and Casa de Campo, and from there to Luce, was originally a Feve-operated line called the Suburbano, or the S-Line. A few years later, the Metro Authority built a line, Line 8, between Nuevos Ministerios and However, sudden poverty set in, as stated in my Line 11 video. Instead of continuing toward Tocha and Plaza Elliptica, it was turned toward Aviante America to be an express between the 2 points. At the turn of the millennium, Madrid finally got a massive cash injection for new rolling stock and extensions. For Line 10, this meant it would continue outside the city limits to run to El Coron, with Line 5 taking over the trackage to Luce. Line 10 would then connect to the original Line 8, with the numbering being swiftly reallocated to the new airport line and beyond the original terminus, albeit after a transfer point to Hospital Infanta Sofia in San Sebastián de los Reyes. Plans were being drawn up for a second CBD along with plans for lines 1 and 11 to serve Charmatin, so at a lower level and additional platforms were built next to Line 10. Thus, it was decided that Line 10 should serve as the new Operacion Charmatin district. Line 10 would be known Norte Charmatin would then become the teal-colored Line 14. However, austerity following the 2008 Great Recession killed off further momentum of this new CBD and further extensions for nearly a decade. So what does this have for Line 14 in Madrid? For one, it does still sound that splitting Line 10 from its current routing might still be on the table, but only at a parallel C4. There are also gripes with the original plan, since they just built a triangular station that will have its space unused, since I assume Line 14 will just act as the Infanta segment does right now, except just extend the Charmatin. It would actually make more sense compared to the original plan to extend Line 9 to connect to the northern segment's tail tracks, and the tracks will be rerouted so 14 can continue uninterrupted, and 9 can use the yard at Tres Olivios. You can also just make out Line 10 from Fuencarral to loop back, use its original platforms there, or to use the proposed new infill station of Puerta del Norte, and have one go there and the other one Tres Olivios. The other platform next to Line 10 is a museum at the moment, but for those next to Line 1 are open, and so we can just move the museum down there if we want. To shake things up, let's see an eventual extension might go. I know one idea out there is something to make more of the ramal between Opera and Principio Pio, so let's work with that. I won't name off every station before this, but Las Tablas is currently the only stop north of Charmatin where they transferred to another rail service, ML1 de Metro Norte, which connects the neighborhoods of Las Tablas and Centrero between Line 10 and the terminus of lines 1 and 4 at Pinar de Charmatin. Continuing south, we hit Plaza de Castilla, we meet up with Line 9 in addition to lines 1 and 10, just like in Charmatin. I then decided this line should go express between here and Cuatro Caminos to relieve pressure off lines 1 and 10 and allow for more room for local trips. This service would stop at one of the middle levels between 1 and 2 in the deep bore Line 6. From here, we follow an old plan for Line 3 serving Islas Filipinas, serving a large medical complex NJ building and a dorm of Nebrija University, with Moncloa being northwest bus terminal attractions such as the American Museum and the Faro. Originally, Line 3 should be better extended to Aravaca, so Renfe doesn't have to build a spur for like 1 or 2 trains per hour. Line 3 could roughly do 15 an hour, as well as provide service to a stadium and a second station in University City. The service will now have a 1-seat ride to Seoul as opposed to the crowd transfer seen today. I also feel that Parque de Oeste is a bit far from Arguelles and Moncloa, however, we built adjacent to the Telefrico, which is also fairly central. From here, we connect to the Ramal. If we keep the Prince platforms as is, that's great. If not, we're only really keeping the intermediate portion under our palace grounds, and we would need 2 proper ones at Opera anyway, because currently the Ramal is connected to line 2 for servicing. In our choice, we Trigo de Molina to connect with line 1. Trigo de Molina is known for a nasty curve that's kept the modern narrow gauge rolling stock off the line, so it's stuck with the 2000s. I could see a full rebuild with this. Anyways, returning southward to the new Sarkanis infiltration in Perigal, which only see minimal service from what I hear and only 1 track, we'll continue with a stop right outside Parque San Isidro, which will relive Line 5 every May during the San Isidro Festival that takes place there. There will be a stop in between the 2 Carabanchel stations connecting with Line 5 and 11 respectively before leaving the city limits into Leganés. In Leganés, there will be 2 final stops, the first heading to C5 at Sarscameda at the Asarbu Tarque Stadium, home of Leganés' soccer team, before turning at Leganés Central. People really went San Nicasco, but the Central just makes a lot more sense. I would see a little benefit in the placement, especially since Humanes branch of C5 carries service to Ayases and points beyond, so you can go here instead of Atocha if they live on or near this line for non-high-speed services toward Extremadura. This concept not only helps with relief in certain areas, absorbing the Ramal into a longer line, but fulfilling a proposed diagonal between Moncloa and Cuatro Caminos shown in 2007. So now I hand it over to you. Should Line 14 be extended to the center of Madrid, or should it remain a shuttle as planned originally? Be sure to let me know in the comments. If you're new here, I have a series of nearly 40 videos called Beyond the Board documenting my travels in Spain, plus spring break at Europark in Germany and southeastern France. Also follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Bluesky at History_Leisure. Also a blog on Substack that's linked in the description. So I have a second channel called History and Leisure X, where I sometimes dump copyright-free footage and bonus material. I'll be, for the blog right now, I've been wrapping up my Blogmas series, wrapping up my 10 years of storytelling, as on December 31st will actually be the 11th anniversary of my first channel. Comment, like, subscribe, strike the bell. Buenas noches, buena suerte, hasta luego.